Is Diddy working against his legal team? Let's get into it. Hi. Thanks for stopping by the My Reader Minutes. To all that are new here, welcome. To all my new subscribers, thank you for joining me on my journey. Just when I thought that somehow the courts may show a little mercy to Sean P. Diddy Combs and maybe let him out for just a few months before they send him off to whatever, Never Never Land. He goes and does some stuff like this. What is going on? Tell me what is really going on. Well, it seems as though your boy has been pretty busy and he ain't let up since he's been behind bars. Now, they talked about how his legal team were going back and forth and arguing about putting a gag order on the attorneys and the victims, saying that, can't get a fair trial if everybody's able to come out there and say what they want to say without any proof, right? Yet, at the same time, his legal team is trying to put together this verbiage for the judge to approve this gag order that got denied. He's working behind the scenes. Does he not have any faith, I guess, in his legal team? He's working behind the scenes, still harassing witnesses and trying to make them see that, or making them feel like they need to come out publicly and debunk all this stuff that's going on or coming up, right? I want to say that Kalina Harper, who has been real boisterous, now we know why she's been paid to be real boisterous, to come out and act like, Diddy's a good guy, so to speak, and that everybody else is just crazy and weird. Right? I remember when Dawn Richard came out with her lawsuit, and Kalina Harper was mentioned so many times throughout the lawsuit. They mentioned that in the new docs that they've released or made available. Evidently, he had been in communication with Kalina, but they stopped communicating back in March. Well, as soon as that lawsuit came about, he called her, texted her, whatever, told her to read it, call me back. She called him back, and then they had some dialogue about what she's supposed to say, allegedly. That's when she came out and said she didn't see none of that stuff that Dawn had said in her lawsuit. I remember when she took the IG. And when we read it, I remember a bunch of us on here were saying, that sounded like he got to her. We were like, and I think we were right. So this latest thing that she had gone on with the video, that whole thing that hit YouTube, I can't remember the guy that she interviewed with, but she talked about her background, her husband, how things was for her growing up, how it was with Diddy. Diddy was the best thing that ever happened to her, blah, 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 blah. Yet she was half zooted out of her mind, allegedly, when she gave that. Like, she had to, you know, not be in her right mind. Poor thing. Anyway, they have tracked, and the government has been pretty busy allowing him to think that he's getting away with stuff. Because evidently he's not stopped since he's been behind bars. And now it seems like they even have, like, he has used 8 different inmates' telephones. I guess at least 8. It might be more, but those are the 8 that they caught. Who's to say? But using them to make calls, doing 3-way calls, and all that stuff is not permitted on their phones, and still getting the word out, orchestrating how he can sway the court of public opinion when it came to him, orchestrating that whole happy birthday video vlog that his kids did for him, with the little girl saying happy birthday to daddy. Right? That was heartfelt. I felt that. I was like, oh, he got me. But he orchestrated that. That wasn't his kid's idea. That wasn't the baby mama's idea. It was him. Because then they even got him checking the analytics on it to see how it rated. Did it get out? Did people like it? Were people swayed by it? Diddy still thinks he's running stuff. He should know now that the government is in control. You are no longer in control. You are behind bars. And anytime they want to listen to your conversation and anybody else locked up with you, they will. Being that he's so high profile, he has a big target on his back. The prosecutors are looking for reasons to keep him in there. And anybody that's in your circle, anybody that you hang around, they know who you are locked up with. Just saying. Who does he think he's playing with? But what I don't understand is why you going to go against your legal team. Your legal team is pulling out their hairs, I'm sure, trying to find the right verbiage to sway this judge to allow you home. But if you don't follow the rules in a more restricted area, why would they let you go home? Well, I honestly think that it's a no-go for him. He's not coming home. He's not coming home. So I didn't want to pull up any legal docs because there's other channels out there that go through the legal docs. You can look at That Surprise Witness. She does a great job with going through the legal docs. I love her, BJ. You can, I don't know if Tisa Tells goes through the legal docs. I think she had mentioned that she was, but I didn't watch her full video. Going down a rabbit hole might have pulled them. I know she talked about it, but I don't know if she pulled. I'm not going to pull them, but I'm going to read The Guardian. Somebody that's already summarized the legal documentation, but it just says Sean Diddy Combs accused of reaching out to prospective witnesses from jail. Prosecutors asked judge to deny the $50 million bond after recorded calls in which Music Mogul asked family to create narratives. Sean Diddy Combs has tried to reach out to the prospective witnesses and influence public opinion from jail in a bid to affect potential jurors for his upcoming trafficking trial. Prosecutors claimed in a court filing urging a judge to reject his latest bail request. The government's accusations were made late Friday in a Manhattan federal court filing that opposes the music mogul's latest $50 million bail proposal. A bail hearing is scheduled for next week. I want to say it's scheduled for the 22nd, which is this coming Friday. Prosecutors wrote that a review of recorded jail calls made by Combs shows he has asked his family members to reach out to potential victims and witnesses and has urged them to create narratives to influence the jury pool. They say he also has encouraged marketing strategies to sway public opinion. The defendant has shown repeatedly, even while in custody, that he will flagrantly and repeatedly flaunt rules in order to improperly impact the outcome of his case. The defendant has shown, in other words, that he cannot be trusted to abide by rules or conditions, prosecutors wrote in a submission that contained redactions. Prosecutors wrote that it could be inferred from his behavior that Combs wants to blackmail victims and witnesses into silence or into providing testimony helpful to his defense. Lawyers for Combs did not immediately respond to requests for comment. Prosecutors said Combs began breaking rules almost as soon as he was detained in the detention center after his September arrest. He has pleaded not guilty to charges that he coerced and abused women for years with the aid of a network of associates and employees, while silencing victims through blackmail and violence, including kidnapping, arson, and physical beatings. 2 judges have concluded he is a danger to the community and a risk to flee. Well, if he wasn't a risk to flee before, based on all the stuff that has come out since then, now with this newfound evidence that he's still tampering with witnesses and things like that, yes, he's even a even greater risk to flee, in my opinion. His lawyers recently made a third request for bail after the rejection of 2 previous attempts, including a $50 million bail proposal. In the request, they cited changed circumstances, including new evidence, which let me read this again. In the request, they cited changed circumstances, including new evidence, which they said made it sensible to release Combs so he can better prepare for his May 5th trial. But prosecutors said defense lawyers created this latest bail proposal using evidence prosecutors had turned over to them, and that the material had already been known to defense lawyers when they made previous bail applications. In their submission, prosecutors said Combs' behavior in jail shows he must remain locked up. For instance, they said Combs has enlisted family members to plan and carry out a social media campaign around his birthday with the intentions of influencing the potential jury in the criminal proceedings. I fell for it. I'm sorry, y'all. I did. I fell for it. I thought that was the cutest thing. The little girl singing to her father, knowing that she couldn't be with them. I even had hoped that they would at least bring him home for the holidays, right? I can't no more. I mean, I feel like, and I don't know why I got a soft heart when it came to that, because I believe he deserves to be in there. So I don't know why I did that, but I was like, oh, he got me. I swear that was good, but whew, I guess that's why he all convinced us to buy Ciroc at one time too. He's just charismatic with it, but not charismatic enough for the judges to see through that crap. Oh, Lord. Combs encourages children to post a video to their social media accounts showing them gathered to celebrate his birthday, they said. Afterwards, he monitored the analytics, including audience engagement from the jail, and explicitly discussed with his family how to ensure that the video had his desired effect on potential jury members in the case, they said. The government also alleged Combs during other calls made clear his intention to anonymously publish information that he thought would help his defense against the charges. The defendant's efforts to obstruct the integrity of this proceeding also includes relentless efforts to contact potential witnesses, including victims of his abuse, who could provide powerful testimony against him, prosecutors wrote. So, what are you doing, Teddy? What are you doing? Now, any chances that he had coming home, in my opinion, they're gone. They're gone. So he might as well just buckle up. He's not going to get a fair trial now, regardless, because no matter what they bring out, and the thing of it is, because you're working so hard behind the scenes to keep things hush hush, you're making yourself even look more guilty than what you probably are. You know what I mean? Like, had you just chilled and allow your legal team to do what they do, because you're paying them, I'm sure they are charging you mega bucks an hour. And you've paid for all of their hours of work to ruin it by conducting yourself in this way. Wasted. Hours wasted. I know his legal team is disgusted with him. They gotta be. They gotta be. I would be. Ninja, I done spent 5 weeks trying to get this together. The courts gave you an extension to put your package together so you could present it again. Unbeknownst to you, you've been still going on behind the scenes trying to be the puppeteer, and the government was watching you the whole entire time. And the reason why they said they didn't bring it to their attention is because it was an ongoing investigation. They didn't want to bring it to your attention, but they had up until the 15th to submit, I guess, their response or whatever, and they included it in this response, letting the courts know that he needs to remain locked up. Y'all, what y'all think? I don't think that I'm by myself in this. I honestly don't think I'm by myself in this. I feel he's not getting out. He's going to have to remain in there until May. Hopefully, his legal team will have enough time to see if they can at least get the charges lowered. He's going to do some time. Now, whether it's life, I don't know. I think life is potential life. He could get life in prison, I think. But I don't know if he's going to get life. But it's going to be enough because he's 50 some years old. If he gets 20 years, that's his rest of his life, give or take. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. Anywho, y'all, leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already done so. Everyone be blessed. Peace.